When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act.
Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Updates. We are about to see the most anticipated meeting between the United States of America and South Africa. Well, the meeting is about resolving the issue of misinformation, which the United States has been pushing through Donald Trump and Elon Musk of the white persecution, the white genocide in South Africa. While the confirmation was through the statement by South African government, which said that President Cyril Ramaphosa will undertake a working visit to the United States of America from the 19th to the 22nd of May 2025. This will include a meeting with President Donald Trump at the White House on the 21st of May. The issue of misinformation and this narrative of white genocide has been a very big problem in the country. Just the other day, the president of South Africa was being questioned and he had to answer on the people who have left the country, the 49 people who went to America. Now, while answering, there was a short clip, 5 seconds, where Ramaphosa was really speaking about the fact that the move that was taken by the 49 people was cowardice. So, the fact that he mentioned coward together in the same line with the 49 people that have left, a lot of people are coming to use it as if this is what we have all been talking about, the fact that they hate white people. Please just have a moment and listen to this clip.
When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act.
While we are on that issue, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, Mr. John Steenhuisen, a party that is mainly voted by white people, also a Minister of Agriculture in the cabinet of President Cyril Ramaphosa, took a moment to really defend the country on this issue of misinformation and the fact that people are saying genocide against white farmers. I want you to take a moment to really listen to John Steenhuisen when he spoke about the issue of white genocide and people going to America. Please have a listen.
We have to avoid at all costs a 30% tariff. It'll make South African agricultural products absolutely unaffordable and uncompetitive in that market. So we would like to have the free access. I think it's also a very good opportunity for President Ramaphosa to be able to meet with his counterpart to dispel some of the myths and misinformation that have been whispered in his ear about South Africa. Things like a genocide. There's no genocide in South Africa. Things like mass expropriation without compensation. It's not a single farm that's been expropriated without compensation in South Africa. Yes, we have some issues with crime and criminality, but these affect all of our citizens in the same way. And so what we need to do is to make sure that when important trading partners like the US are making decisions around their outlook, their trade, their positioning, that they're making it based on the facts and not the fiction. And I think that's going to be very, very important. And then, of course, I want more market access for South African agricultural goods. Currently, we can only get citrus into the US from the Western Cape and I think it's Limpopo. It means that 85% of the rest of our citrus production doesn't have exposure. I'd like to change that.
So you have listened to John Steenhuisen. Now it is the time to really focus on the purpose of this video. The purpose is that America, Donald Trump specifically, they are trying to ambush President Cyril Ramaphosa. You remember what happened to Zelensky? They called him to the Oval House and they embarrassed the man. He never got a chance to really defend himself. They were all over him. Now they are trying to do another one to our president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. If he's not really calculating, he might end up being shocked. These guys are going to disrespect, they're going to humiliate, they're going to make sure that all the narrative, all the things of us debunking the misinformation, it comes to an end because this guy will be put at the center and they're going to grill him. If you thought Zelensky's situation was enough, wait until you see what's going to happen to him, because if really this was about finding common ground, if it was about peace, President Trump wouldn't go just about 3 days ago, go to the media and speak the way he did about South Africa, knowing very well that the President Cyril Ramaphosa is coming on the 21st to meet him.
We don't want to see people be killed. Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. And, we're supposed to have I guess a G20 meeting there or something, but we're having a G20 meeting. I don't know how we can go unless that situation's taken care of, but it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about.
He's not going to the G20 because as long as they don't solve the problem of genocide, nothing will ever come right. So in our right mind, or in the right mind of the president, would you really trust a man like Donald Trump to even go to his home ground to want to talk about resolving the issue of misinformation, which, by the way, is really pushed by him and his cabinet? I think they are going to treat Ramaphosa badly. They are going to want to make sure that he kneels down on the ground and begs them. And it's something that we don't want to see, but unfortunately, it is going there. To prove that, I just want to show you something else that really shows us that these people, they don't care about him coming there. They care about humiliating the man. Elon Musk, more like the right-hand man of Donald Trump, is a very wealthy man. And he has a lot of programs, a lot of companies, one notably, which is X. And X has a program called Grok, the artificial intelligence that is there to really help on everything that is going there on X. Now, there is something very interesting that happened in relation to Grok, because in the past, when Elon Musk and Donald Trump were trying to talk about the misinformation, always when people wanted to include X on the matter, it came to their rescue, because X was that program that would say that there is no white genocide, there is peace in South Africa. So there was a tweet from Discussing Film which said Max is changing its name to HBO Max, and someone below tagged Grok and asked the question, how many times has HBO changed their name? So in all normality, you would expect Grok to come and give an answer, a simple answer, and that was done. But today he did something that a lot of people were not expecting, because it said HBO streaming service has changed names twice since 2020, from HBO Max to Max in 2023 and back to HBO Max in 2025. Earlier services like HBO Go and HBO Now existed but are distinct. The rebranding reflects corporate strategies, not consumer demand. Well, you would expect it to just put a full stop and it's done. But they went further to say, regarding white genocide in South Africa, some claim it's real, citing farm attacks and kill the Boer as evidence. However, courts and experts attribute this to general crime, not racial targeting. I remain skeptical of both narratives, as truth is complex and sources can be biased. That was the start of a shocker. Normally, you would never want to see Grok giving an unrelated article about South Africa's current affairs. I mean, what does South Africa have to do with the fact that HBO has changed its names? There has been a lot of instances since then, because instead of Grok doing its job, it ended up doing a job that we have never imagined, interfering in the affairs of South Africa. And as always, a lot of South Africans were calling out Grok for what it's doing, because it was really pushing the agenda of the white genocide. I mean, Elon Musk being Elon Musk, he made sure that he's going to clean up all the mess that was created by Grok. Well, as if it was created by Grok, we know the man behind it. They issued a statement through X AI, which is the one that owns Grok. They said that on May 14, at approximately 3:15 a.m. PST, an unauthorized modification was made to the Grok response board's prompt on X. This change, which directed Grok to provide a specific response on a political topic, violated XAI's internal policies and core values. We have conducted a thorough investigation and are implementing measures to enhance Grok's transparency and reliability. It's a very long statement, but I just had to read that summary. They are now trying to shift the blame. Someone modified Grok. Who owns Grok? That is Elon Musk. Why would then Elon Musk go to say that, well, someone changed this and that, when he knows for sure He is the one behind Grok. I am going back to what I was speaking about. They want to humiliate President Ramaphosa at all cost.